Courtney here. I was just thinking as I was walking again. I love a walk. I love a jog. I love running. I love pacing myself. I love analyzing. I love just, testing, tweaking, seeing what works for me in life. And basically, for the past, I'd say two years, I took myself out of the spotlight. You might be thinking, how did you take yourself out of the spotlight? I'm talking in terms of how I used to live life and, the people that I surrounded myself with. I took myself out of certain situations because, I was at a point in my life where I didn't know who I was. I didn't know who my true friends were. I didn't have a purpose. I was lacking self-confidence. I didn't like my self-image. I wasn't congruent with life. I wasn't congruent with what I actually wanted to achieve from life. I didn't actually have a plan in place to, even conjure up, even just the confidence to even walk down the street anymore. I'd lost myself. I was sloppy with my life. I was actually sloppy. And, I just want to say to you today that, some people are sloppy with their life and some people realize why. No, some people don't realize why they are unfulfilled. They don't. But, maybe you was in a relationship with a girl or a boy and they cheated on you. And you think to yourself, oh, all guys are the same, all girls are the same. And you tar everyone with the same you tar everyone with the same brush. But as a matter of fact, everyone's different. I can honestly say to you 1,000% and show you 1,000% that I'm different to even you watching this right now. I'm different to, the 10 people that live on the same road as you. I'm different to literally everyone. Why am I different to everyone? Because, number one, your name is not Courtney. You were not born where I was born. You did not go to the same school as me. You do not have the same family members as me. You don't have the same occupation as me. You can't play this football the same way I play football. You don't listen to the same music that I listen to. You are not making this video right now, are you? So, when people say all guys are the same, how? It doesn't even make sense. It's not even logical. How can all guys be the same, or how can all girls be the same? When, there's cars driving past me right now that I am not driving. So, how can everyone be the same? If everyone was the same, then there would be one person in the world, and that's all there would be. If everyone was the same, I'm just being straight with you. How can everyone be the same? Come on, that's just so silly to say. Everyone's the same. Everyone has feelings, yeah. Everyone came from a woman, yeah. But, the personality, the way that they conduct themselves on a daily basis is not, the same. Different cultures, different upbringings, stuff, they attended different schools. People like different cars. People like hanging around with certain people. You know, people speak different languages. People have different hair colors. People, you know, it's absolutely silly to say everyone, all boys are the same, or all girls are the same. No one, no chance. No chance at all. Absolutely no chance. But I just wanted to get rid of that little, you know, that little rant. I don't usually have rants. It wasn't even a rant. It was just me being straight and saying, how can everyone be the same? But back to what I was saying. I, Courtney, had to take myself out of the spotlight to find out who I really was. You know, I started to do a lot of personal development on a daily basis. I used to spend hours on YouTube just watching, you know, motivational speakers, people who enhance people's life, people who ask the tough questions, because people in my life weren't asking tough questions. They weren't asking me tough questions. They were just like, oh, everything's fine. Like, you know, say sugarcoating everything. Oh, everything's fine. No, I'm not that kind of person that's gonna buy in to BS. I'd rather someone be absolutely straightforward, blunt, and, you know, just tell it like it is, and not just be like, oh yeah, everything's fine. No, everything's not fine. It's like when you ask your friend, like, oh, what's wrong with you? Not what's wrong with you, what's troubling you? And they might be like, oh, nothing's wrong. Then you can tell by their facial expression, you can tell by the body expression that someone's actually troubling them. And do you keep persisting? Do you ask questions? Do you try and get it out of them? Or are you like a normal person that just leaves it? Oh, they're fine. Because that's what I used to do. I just used to brush things under the carpet all the time. And one day, I nearly exploded, you know, and that's not the way to actually live. To do that, you know, you need to address the situation and ensure that it doesn't happen again. You know, same way if you had a disease, you would, for me, I would address the root cause of it, not just treat the symptoms with drugs and whatever foolishness that's on the market today. You know, me, I want to find the root cause of it. What caused it? You know, how can I prevent it from happening again? That's what kind of person I am. So, took myself out the limelight. I looked myself in the mirror and said, enough's enough. I've had enough. I can't continue to live like this anymore. I can't continue to live like this anymore. And a lot of people do not have this conversation with themselves. They don't have this conversation with themselves. And I hope that today you will have this conversation with yourself. I hope you will do that. And you will ask yourself tough questions. If you're facing adversity right now, some people are living life. But back then, I was absolutely ashamed with my life. And you know, I wasn't happy, but everyone's not the same, are they? You know, everyone handles things in a different way. Everyone handles things. Everyone handles things in a different way. So, you know, what can I say? What can I say? But You know, I just like having a little walk, and I like having a little walk and a talk, you know, just being real. I know there was no, you know, backbone, there was no real, there was no real, you know, but sometimes I just like getting on the camera and just talking absolute nonsense. Nah, it wasn't nonsense. It was, you know, it was just me sharing about how I've transitioned and how I started asking tough questions and actually taking action and being congruent with what I actually wanted from life. So, you know, I just wanted to leave you with that today.